It was just a slow-mo of Belichick walking across the field in a profile view, and there was absolutely nothing to it. He didn't move a finger. It was just slow-mo of him walking, and I was like,
I think that was me reposting that story.
Oh, was it?
What, you felt like they were going to win the national championship?
I don't know what I thought. I was like, that's a weird thing to post. It's just him walking in slow motion.
Yeah, but I love a coach who's walking. I mean,
love a good coach walk.
Yeah, you can tell a lot about a coach and the way he walks. Yes,
if he's looking to the left, twirling a whistle, just book the Super Bowl. Just book
it. Is that how it works?
Yes.
You know what? I kind of like that. Like Mike McDaniel when he walks, not too serious. Like there's kind of a little cartoonish sort of limp to it.
Yeah, I swear to you, I hope we fucking started this. But when Belichick walks, he walks with a purpose. And that's why you show that video, man. He walks with a purpose. There's urgency to his steps. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to get somewhere, you know?
I think, and this is what I was looking at.
And that somewhere is the NFL. I mean.
And so is it just, well, man, is that his nipple? Or because that's a sweatshirt, that would have to be a very powerful nipple to be sticking out of the sweatshirt. But we've all seen him shirtless now, so I feel like that's all we're kind of picturing.
No, but Izzy, I feel like when you get older, Mikey's right. Those nipples start to hang out to the side. You know, they start sagging.
They're going east and west, not north and south anymore.
I guess what I'm impressed with is that they protrude through the sweatshirt. Like that's a thick material there. It's not like some white tee, you know? That's a strong nipple.
I'm guessing there's an undershirt underneath. I mean, how about that?
But he's wearing shorts.
It's also North Carolina in August. What the hell's he doing with a sweatshirt on?
Right.
Oh, yeah, but it's a great walk. Look at him strut, Mikey A. That's a man who has won several Super Bowls.
I mean, you know what? I take it all back. I understand it now.
Thank you.
Is he mid-call on speaker, like in his other hand? Is that phone on speaker right there? What is that?
Oh, no, it looks like some YouTube video. How to coach in college, I think.
Right.
How to relate to youngsters.
Right.
Hold the phone.
Does he have another
Never
phone?
Stop staring at it.
Yeah, no, that's a good. You know what? I like it. I take it back. I think I needed to see it on a slightly bigger screen to see sort of just how majestic he is. He's got Tar Heels on every piece of clothing. I think he's locked in.
I'm telling you, if they had Aaron Glenn walking in slow motion, it just wouldn't look the same.
No.
I'm telling you, right?
Yeah, and you couldn't get Mike McDaniel in slow motion. He'd look like, I don't know, spasmic, even in slow motion.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's how dare you? How dare you criticize the walk of an NFL or a college?
You know what? Sometimes I need to hear it from you guys that are just really locked in. Now I understand it. Like if they would have done a slow-mo of Eric Spoelstra getting all fired up on the sideline and flicking his jacket, I would have been like, that is art right there. And so I get it now.
Who do you imagine from a coaching standpoint has the greatest walk? Like is it Belichick? I would imagine it to be Vince Lombardi. That's
Are we talking football coaches or all-time coaches?
Yeah, Vince Lombardi, every step he takes is one step closer to the Vince Lombardi trophy. Like that's I think he's constantly chasing that, and therefore he was always walking with some sort of urgency. But I could be wrong. I wasn't alive when Lombardi was alive.
Yeah, I've got an image of him kind of limping and walking slowly.
You're probably right. Yeah, but it's a championship limp, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
He's playing with pain.
Trying to think of other big name coaches with a significant stride. I feel like Jim Harbaugh. If he were in the khakis, I feel like it's just, I don't know, there's something to that.
Yes, and he knows it. Like Harbaugh is strutting with confidence, and he knows that he is, you know?
Yeah.
He's strutting to another 10-win season, which he gets knocked out in the first round of the playoffs. How about that?
I love random photos of Jim Harbaugh at training camp just in weird places. Like there's this one photo of him just like halfway outside, halfway in and halfway covered from some large device or some large thing in the practice field. And he's just kind of sticking his head out and watching practice and looking kind of confused. Like, I never know what that man's thinking. And I like it.
Izzy, are you excited? I know I don't need to ask Mikey A. I certainly don't need to ask Taylor. He just put a video of Bill Belichick just walking across a football field.
Goosebumps.
I know. Yep. We're in August. Like the preseason has started. Are you excited, Izzy? Are you excited for the NFL and college football to start?
I am actually, believe it or not. I usually
ask you this because normally you're not the biggest of NFL. I remember you telling me you don't love the NFL. You love flag football. I don't think you love the NFL the way you love the NBA.
I mean, I grew up with the NFL. I love the NFL. The thing is the Dolphins just sucked the fandom out of me for about 20 years. Like it was just mediocrity to bad, to mediocre to bad, to kind of good, but not really, and then bad. And it's just like, a lifetime, even though I kind of gave up on them a few years ago, a lifetime of being a Dolphins fan. And I know this, you can relate to this, Stu. It just brought me nothing. Like the most memorable moment. This is like Taylor in elementary school type of stuff. Like I was working at Carvel Ice Cream. I think it might be the second time I've mentioned that this year. I was 15.
Carvel. Oh,
yeah,
God.
I worked at Carvel Ice Cream, and I was working on a Sunday. And I asked, I was like, can I please get off early?
You were working on a Sunday in terms of day of the week. You weren't making somebody a Sunday?
Both.
I had the same question. I had the same
Sunday. A couple
I was
of Sundays
working on the day that is called Sunday while making Sundays for people. And I asked, I was supposed to work till 4 hours. I begged, can I please get off at noon so I can see the AFC Championship between the Bills and the Dolphins? I even had like a cake with Dolphins designed on it, and I brought it home. And like by the end of the first quarter, I knew they had no shot. And I was just super sad about it. And that was like the highlight of my Dolphins fandom.
I feel like that's a trend for that Miami market where you're saying that the Dolphins fandom was completely erased from you because of how irrelevant they are. And it feels like that was something similar that you've heard from people like Billy Gill when he talks about the Marlins, or Mike Ryan with the Marlins, where it's like, we want to be Marlins fans, we want to be Dolphins fans, but the market does everything in its power to drive you away.
I was a crazed Marlins fan. Like my parents, like my dad was Dominican, and he's still Dominican.
He's no longer with us, Izzy, but he's always Dominican, so you know. Yes. Okay.
And he was he loved baseball. And I remember one time he took us to the Caribbean World Series, right? Is that what that's called? Where it's like Venezuela and Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico and all these countries play in the off season. And I went to a game, and I've like never seen him more passionate about anything. He was really loving it. And so, by the mid 90s, I actually remember watching the first ever Marlins game in my sister's bedroom with my dad in the other room. We're both watching the same thing on two different TVs, oddly. And so when I was like getting to 95, 96, 97, and they were like in the World, I was an absolutely nut Marlins fan. Like I listened to Game 7 heading back to Gainesville on the radio, and if it ever got too crackly during a key moment, I just pulled over and stopped because I needed to hear what happened. Now, the girls I was taking back up to Gainesville weren't very happy about that, but like that's the level of fan I was for the Marlins, and it is 100% gone now.
Right.
Like gone.
But it comes back with winning, right? I think the Panthers are the same thing, right? I think most cities, most fan bases, that's kind of the deal. If your teams are good, if they win, you're going to follow them. You're going to be passionate about them. And if they're not, you're not. I mean, that's fairly simple, Izzy. Look what happened with the Panthers. 97, great run. City got behind them. The fans went away for literally 23 years and then came back the second the Panthers were good again. Well,
I think with the Panthers, it's different because it was frustrating, but unlike the Marlins, they never showed you a pattern of, hey, we're going to look really good and then not really want to spend. We're going to look good and then we're not going to want to spend. And so the Marlins just kind of like the turnover on the roster just completely turned me off to them. So with the Panthers, it's really they had the one thing in 96, and every other time it was unfulfilled playoff runs. It was first round exit, second round exit. And now it's just like, okay, we figured out this formula and it might be a dynasty. So there's not really any sort of history to criticize them with. With the Marlins, it was always there. With the Dolphins, I don't know, man. I think aqua and orange is just soft. But I think the Dolphins as a mascot is just soft. And I think it's somehow like baked into the Dolphins. Like they're never going to win a Super Bowl.
Right. Izzy is right about the Marlins. You guys need to understand, back in 97, there was a newness, right? Because baseball was new down here. Wayne Huizenga had brought all four of the major sports down here to South Florida. Panthers, Marlins, already had the Dolphins. Was Wayne responsible for the Heat, Izzy?
No.
He had nothing to do with the Heat.
No.
But three of the four
original owners' names, but no.
Yes, but they played those games at Pro Player Stadium, which is where the Dolphins played. It was a football stadium. And for those playoff games, the Marlins were selling 75,000 tickets per game to people who live in South Florida for them to come and watch baseball. That was the biggest thing in town for a while, Izzy.
I almost forgot about that, how large that stadium was and how packed it was once they finally got to the playoffs. But, I mean, whether you are a long-term or long-time fan or whether you're just, don't really care about them, I think you're right. Like, if they ever get to the World Series again, pack that stadium and see what it really looks like, I think it would be pretty cool. I just don't think they'll have, consistent fans for a while.
Right. Mikey A., this is a guy complaining about being a Dolphin fan, a guy who had Dan Marino as his quarterback for many years. I would take that. I'd almost take Marino over a Super Bowl. I mean, Jesus.
Well, I learned who Marino was when I was 7 years old, and my parents were throwing a Super Bowl party, and it was Marino versus Montana, and Marino got his ass kicked. And basically the best years of Marino for me were before I even became a teenager, or right at the early teenage years. And so I love the dude, but it wasn't enough.
How many fan bases would you trade? All right, let's put it this way, because it's at the lower end of the spectrum.
Wouldn't you?
How many fan bases wouldn't you trade your Dolphins fan base for?
I would not trade for the Jets. Even though with those two AFC Championship game appearances, just their history is, and I just don't like the color. Gang green is a terrible name.
Ouch.
No, it all sucks. You're right, Izzy. No, he's right, Mike. Ouch, he's right.
I wouldn't change with the Browns.
Right.
It's just too long of a history there.
Did the Browns sign another quarterback? I mean,
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back.
Huntley.
Three of their guys are hurt, and guess which one isn't? Joe Flacco.
Yeah, of course.
So that was the sixth quarterback, right? Or is that the fifth?
The sixth, I believe. Yes. They signed. They need to have 5 on the roster at all times. I believe they signed a new sixth, who is now their new fifth. You know
what they say, and you got 6 quarterbacks.
Right.
Stu, I actually
might have one.
Maybe.
I found a video. Mikey A sent it to me.
Yeah.
Here's Aaron Glenn walking.
It doesn't look the same. Right. No cell phone. He's smiling.
No. Honestly, we don't stand a chance.
Right. We're done.
Whatever it is.
No.
North Carolina would beat us.
This is the look of a man who just stepped out of a restaurant bathroom to relieve himself, and some nice lady at the counter saying hello to him as he's heading back to his table. You can see his head's down. He's like, oh, he's smiling. Oh, okay. Trying to be. Yeah, that's a totally different look. It does not
was
look
in there for a while.
Yeah.
He was in there for
a little
while.
embarrassed,
Somebody
but
made
also
a joke.
happy.
He feels better, and he's not here for your jokes.
Yep, he's slimmer.
I do like the gray chin beard though. That's a little out of my playbook with the playoff beard.
Mm-hmm.
That looks good. Listen, I like the fact that he comes from Detroit. He was a coach for the Lions, even though the last time Aaron Glenn was the D coordinator for the Lions, I believe they gave up 52 points.
Yes, to a rookie quarterback.
To be fair, they had a shell of a team.
Sure.
They were about
the Jets
wait
are
until
a
he
shell
tried
of
the
a
Jets
team.
on for size.
The Jets are a shell of a team.
Jared Goff ain't over there.
Jared Goff's not walking through that door.
A shell of a team. I mean, that's all we are. We are a shell of a team.
I think that's the only 2 teams, by the way, because I'm going through all the other teams.
Lions?
I mean,
it's a little recency. It's a little recency.
I would rather have
it was
a history.
bad for the
Vikings.
Well, hold on. Izzy, there was a time where me and Mikey A, the only fan base we would allow to kind of share our pain for a while was the Detroit Lions. They've been through the same kind of stuff we've been through. So
the only thing about the Lions is if I'm looking to just recreate my childhood watching football, I'm pretty damn happy watching Barry Sanders and then Calvin Johnson and even Matthew Stafford throwing for that's pretty fun. The Dolphins had Jay Fiedler.
But they had Marino.
Okay. But that's what I'm saying. As a grown-up, once I graduated college, which leaves me a lot of time to be a sports fan, Dolphins were shit and Marino wasn't there. And there's not enough highlights. That's why that one season with Tyreek getting almost 2,000 or did he get 2,000? And scoring 70 on the Broncos all of that was huge. It was like, hey, I'll take this. I don't even need a playoff win.
Jaguars.
That's pretty
That's
good.
number 3. You have found number 3. I want no part of Urban Meyer's history. So yeah, 100%. That's the third one.
I'm guessing there's more, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
I'm sure
right?
there is.
Yeah.
I would rather be a Jets fan than a Jaguars fan.
No,
The Jaguars are just irrelevant for the most part. Like, if you win, you lose.
The Jets are relevant for the wrong reasons.
The wrong reasons, right?
Yeah, but it's kind of like the no publicity is bad publicity, or I don't remember that phrase.
Any pub is good pub.
Exactly.
You might call me crazy. You might call me crazy on this one.
Keep that in.
The pain of being a Buffalo Bills fan to always be that close, but never actually have a Super Bowl. I mean, that's hard. That's
so what
hard.
you're saying is, and I think I'm with you, you'd rather not get Taylor. Look at him rubbing his face in shame. We'll get to that in a second. You would rather not get close at all, right? Is that what you're saying? That be close several times and never win the big game?
To be that close that many times.
Yes.
That's what it is. Like you put the Bills in the Super Bowl today and nobody's confident. Not a person in the world is confident.
But Mikey, what you're saying is you would have preferred if the Jets didn't go to 4 straight Super Bowls and lose all 4 of them.
Man,
I might be
hard.
with you.
It's hard. It's hard. I don't know.
I would take
Let's get to 1 and then I'll think about it.
Take it in a heartbeat. Like
you
are winning, and you lose in the last game every year. You have hope every step of the way up until maybe halftime of the Super Bowl. Like, I'll take that all the time over
it's
just
the hope that kills you, Izzy. It's the hope that
keeps
kills
you alive.
It's the hope that kills you.
You can't kill me as a Jet fan. I have no hope.
Yeah, Izzy, I am telling you, here are the stages. At some point between now and the time the NFL kicks off, me and Mikey A will have talked ourselves into the Jets making it to the playoffs and perhaps making a deep run into the playoffs, okay? And then the first game will start. We'll realize we were idiots.
The sentence is going to come out of one of our mouths. And once you get in, who knows what can happen? Once you get in, who knows?
Yeah,
anything can happen.
And you'll take that instead of once you get to the Super Bowl, who knows? Because the Bills were there 4 straight times.
But you do know. That's the difference. But you do know.
Yes. Like Izzy, we're convinced if we had Josh Allen, he'd be out of the NFL by now.
Oh, easily. He'd be Josh Rosen.
He heard he would have launched a podcast career.
You think they need their own stadium? There's some sort of jinx on the Jets.
I know. Let's go back to Taylor Shame. Taylor, what happened there, man?
I was just kind of leaking confidence when I started it.
We noticed.
And then I was 2 words in and I realized I didn't know how to land the plane. So that's how I said no publicity is bad publicity. Because I was when you
no
guys
publicity is no publicity.
Oh, let's break it down. Let's break it down. That's actually the same thing, right? Because you want any publicity to be good publicity. So if you have no publicity, then that's not good, right?
Yeah, and when you guys were talking about
not bad publicity.
When you guys were talking about the Bills,
because it's not publicity.
When you guys were talking about the Bills making it to the Super Bowl, I was going to say it's better to have loved and lost than to never loved at all. But as you can imagine, when I messed up the first phrase, dripping confidence.
Right.
Just make up your own phrases.
Right.
They had a whole episode of BoJack Horseman where they did different versions of "Fool Me Once, Shame on You," "Fool Me Twice," or whatever one that was that George W. Bush couldn't get right. And so I just always go with "Fool Me Once, Fool Me Twice, Chicken and Rice," or something like that. You just got to make things rhyme, and you're fine.
What was the second one about love? Let's help him out with this. Izzy, go ahead.
I think he got that one right.
That one is right.
I know, but I want to give him a different way of presenting it next time he has to say it. Yes.
Yeah,
what is the saying? What is the original saying, Taylor?
It's better to have loved and lost than to have never lost at all.
So, Izzy, how would we present that? It's better to have not loved and won.
Did he just get that wrong?
He did.
No.
He did. On the second time, he got it right.
You just got it wrong. Yeah.
You said it was better to have loved and lost than to never have lost at all.
Oh, Jesus.
It's Monday, Taylor. It's all right.
Who spent the weekend in San Francisco? Me or you?
I was San Fran.
Not as good as it was for Taylor.
So this morning, I was actually on my way to breakfast. I couldn't really sleep very well last night. And so I was up super early. And I was like, let me go do that solo breakfast thing that I see people do all the time. And on the way over there, it's funny because this morning, right before I left, I also saw a video of Leo Messi in his car that somebody else took from the car next to him. And he's got no tints on his windows. Like, it's just crazy if you're Leo Messi just driving around South Florida with no tints on your windows. So I just had this thought in my mind because I don't have tints on my windows either. So I was just kind of looking around at people and just noticing maybe I'll see Leo Messi. And so I looked to my right and I was pulling up. I was on the left side of this Ford F-150 and I had a bunch of Trump stickers on the back, whatever. And I was like, yep, that tracks. And then I pull up next to him at a stop sign. I don't know how many of you guys have seen these little videos on Instagram or photos on Instagram where somebody busts their Uber driver watching porn while they're, supposedly driving, where they have like a tab open and it says, some dirty stuff. And so I was like, okay, I've seen that before. But I looked to my right and the gentleman in the truck doesn't have technology. First of all, he's got his window down and he's got a Playboy open on the steering wheel. Like, absolutely no shame whatsoever. I looked to my right. I saw a vagina in the photographs. I could see it. That's how visible it was. And I'm like, what the hell is this? Is this some sort of trend that we are now like going back on and now not using electronics and just reading magazines while we're driving or like porn while we're driving? Like, what the hell is that? Like, talk about the ultimate distraction. But then again, to be flipping pages. Is this just a Florida thing? Is the Florida man thing? Like, what was happening?
It's an old school thing. That's what it is. I mean, I used to love thumbing through a Playboy.
But not while you're driving, Stu.
How old would you say this person was?
He'd have to be in his probably late 50s.
Put it on the poll, Taylor. Do Ford F-150s now come with Trump stickers?
That's a good question. Also, do you fancy a wank in traffic? Look, I am not a prude. I am just not about mixing one thing with the other. And driving is way too important to be mixing it with that.
Well, wait a second. So where do we draw the line here? Yes, thumbing through any magazine, not just a Playboy, is dangerous while driving, but so is scrolling through your phone. And I'm certain you've done that before.
But only one of those you'll get a ticket for these days. You don't get a ticket for thumbing through a magazine, but you can get a ticket in Florida anyway for having your phone up at all. So I think Stu
would be just as outraged if it was good housekeeping. He would be just as outraged.
I feel like this guy's going to go.
Look at those sconces.
He's going to have a Sears catalog next time.
But of course, now listen, of course it's a bad idea. You're driving. This is a truck driver.
I mean, he was driving a truck, but he wasn't a truck driver. That was a Ford.
But was he driving like an 18-wheeler or was he driving because sometimes the guys who drive 18-wheelers, that is their home. You know,
they practically live there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Eyes on the road, though.
Yes. So, when you're home, you're home. He thought he was having a private moment.
Maybe he was just doing the seducing.
There's no chance. No chance he thought he was having a private moment. This man is an exhibitionist.
So what are you wondering? Like, why? Like, can't you wait till you get to a truck stop? I mean,
anything. Pull over. Go home. Like, where are you going? Are you heading to work? And you're just maybe
there's people at home.
One off right here.
That's where his wife is, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No privacy.
I'm defending him.
You really are.
I almost would prefer if you just watched it on your phone. Like, I mean, it's too much.
Oh my God. Why are we defending him? Why?
He's in his 50s. He's been doing it one way for as long as for 37 years, and he's not going to quit now just because of newfangled technology.
I watched him turn a page too. It was the wildest thing I've ever. By the way, did I mention it was 7:45 a.m.?
Wow,
it was 7 in the morning.
Well, when you got to go, you got to go. I mean,
I don't think that's what that means.
I don't know either.
So when you got to come, you got to come.
Long story short, I didn't see Leo Messi. I saw that dude.
Get him on the show, Taylor.
Also, he was driving very slow, which I guess is the safe way.
Of course he was.
Safety. Safety, Izzy, safety.
Did he have his seatbelt on?
Probably goes fast at the end.
He also had a condom on. Safety.
Right. A quick jerk.
Oh man!
Right at the end.
My morning.
Right at the end.
I'm so glad you saw this.
Yeah. I mean, I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. And I'm wondering if there's like a community of people that's just like, yeah, that's people listen to music while they drive. I watch porn. Sometimes read a little bit.
Listen, it's an odd place to start watching porn in the car while you're driving down.
Yeah, who knows? That's where maybe that's not where he started. Maybe he was just continuing. He's like, oh, gotta go to work. I'll just finish this in the car. Let me go grab my Playboy.
It's not like you started before just because you love the movie.
That guy.
Do you think it's the same magazine?
Which one?
Do you think he has a go-to magazine and he has a go-to one or two photos in said magazine? Yes.
No, I think if you're using
October
magazines
78,
today, you're buying a bunch of them. Like you're keeping it in business.
Mikey knows.
It's probably a magazine in the vicinity of Mikey right now.
I'm sure there is. Yes, from 84. Right?
There's 4 screens around me. There's no magazine.
Ooh, he's a performer.
Yeah, but in your car, I mean.
Well, it's Mikey's time.
You should have one in the glove compartment.
You know what? We should talk to a cop and see how many times they were at an accident scene and I'm just like, sorry, dude. Fancy to wank. Just was rubbing one out, didn't see it.
Right.
Done. The cop's like, you're good.
Yeah. Like, fist bumped them. I've been there, man.
Probably not. Like, not after that, wash your hands.
What do you think I do on the side of the highway? You think it's a speed trap?
All right. That was my morning.
Anyway.
I'm glad I brought that up.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Watch out for those swerving Ford F-150s.
Yeah. Do they come with, excuse me. Do they come? Sorry. Wow. That was San Francisco. All of it in my mouth and in my throat. Wow. Every single bit of smoke that was puffed at that stadium just came out of me. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
Taylor mentioned to me right before we came on here that he heard something. There was a moment in New York sports radio that I need to listen to because he believes this has never happened before. He called it a huge moment. And I have listened to New York sports radio my entire life. And I thought everything that could possibly happen has already happened. But Taylor says, no, this is something that you have never heard before. So Taylor, set this up for us. And I hope it has something to do with Mike Francesa.
It does involve the Pope. So to set it up, there was a caller roughly 10 years ago after the Mike and the Mad Dog split, when Francesa went off on his own, Mad Dog went off on his own.
Right.
People would wait online for hours to try to prank call Mike Francesa. And he would get to it. And some of the prank calls are more famous than the others. But this one, 10 years ago, and then I'll explain after.
Okay. Dan in Warwick, what's up, Dan?
Hey, Mike. I just got a question about the Giants. In your years of experience, have you ever seen, how the San Francisco Giants were once the New York Giants? Has there ever been either a franchise to franchise or maybe even player to player get together when San Francisco comes to New York? Like, do they ever say hi? Maybe, I don't know, go out to dinner or something?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
Is there ever any interaction when the San Francisco Giants come to New York or vice versa?
The San Francisco Giants come to New York and do what?
Have a game,
they play against the Mets, and what do you want to happen now?
Do the New York Giants ever reach out to them, either the players or the franchises?
The football Giants?
Yeah, the football Giants.
Well, what is the connection between the San Francisco Giants and the football Giants?
Well, they used to be in New York, and they got the same name.
But they have nothing to do with each other, though. There's no connection. They have different ownership. There's no connection between the two teams. I mean, there's no connection in any way between the two teams. They have no relationship. Do you think because they're Giants are like brothers or something? That might be the weirdest question I got in a long time. I mean, that might, and I think that's an honest question. That might be the strangest question I got in a really long time. Yeah, as a matter of fact, they have the giant picnic They hold it over in Totowa, I think it is. And then they have the giant relay race and the giant raffle. And then they all get together for the giant breakfast the next morning, and then they go their separate ways. It is true. It's a July weekend every year when it happens. Yeah, and then the Rangers in Texas and the New York Rangers have the same thing. They meet usually in Abilene and have that in August every year. Lundqvist is particularly close to Yu Darvish. As a matter of fact, there's a kinship there between the two of them.
You know what I love about that the most? First of all, Mike Francesa does confused better than anybody. Like the voice and the sound, it's just like, huh? It's great.
His confused is offended. He's offended when he's confused.
Yes, agreed. And that is very good analysis of the situation. Yeah,
and somehow it's still nice to listen to. But then,
exactly.
After he gets off the phone, does a quick stand-up act, like just like that. He's like, "Oh, now I get what he's saying. Let me show you these jokes." And it's like, "Wow, you're pretty good at this, Francesa."
So then yesterday, out of absolutely nowhere, the Giants post this video on social media. And for the audio audience, I'll try to walk it through because at some points, Mike Francesa is just wandering. So he's walking through this hall, looks like a hotel conference room.
Yes.
Opens a door. And it's just the Giants sitting at a table.
In uniforms.
There's a banner that says annual meetup.
They really do get together.
Anyway, I was thinking next year we should have a picnic.
Who's that? Who else was Eli Manning? Who else? Sean O'Hara? Is that his first name?
Yeah. And then
who
it's
are the baseball giants?
Matt Chapman and Logan Webb.
It's funny. We know the football guy who retired many, many years ago. We have no idea.
You got to do like the
one who doesn't wear a helmet.
A very brief Rangers one, right? Just randomly somewhere else. It's just like two classic Rangers, like Mark Messier and I don't know, Adrian Beltre. Was he a Ranger?
He was a Ranger.
All right.
Yeah, Beltre's been on every team. I mean, he goes to every.
That's why it was a good guess.
So after this came out, the Winnipeg Jets and the New York Jets reached out to each other on Twitter, and they had a fun little back and forth. The scene from The Office. Do you want to form an alliance with me? Absolutely, I do.
I'm shocked that Francesa played into this.
I mean, first off, it's shocking at the time. It's shocking when you listen back to it that Francesa didn't realize that he was being pranked. I mean,
is there any chance you can just play the first part of just Francesa walking like in a loop? Because
forever.
That was the most unnatural acting I've ever seen, and all he was doing was walking.
Yes.
that one split second. Look at it. It's like he's going.
That's ass on
or something.
Mike Francesa will be joining us next week. So.
Oh yes,
so excited for it.
After he gets his SAG card.
But Mikey A, you and I are going to do. I've asked him. He said yes. Win-loss New York Jets schedule with Mike Francesa next week. Wow.
You're going to give them a win for every week, and I'm going to give them a loss for every week, and we'll let Francesa be the middle.
How do we confuse them?
Who's your quarterback?
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields.
Oh, right.